Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for stopping by. Guess what? I've got that gift, and I think I'm going to talk about it for a little bit. If you want to pull up a seat, get you a couple snacks or something. I don't know. So, anyway, off the cuff here, what I did was I filmed a little bit of what they call B roll so I could look at this device and tell you a little bit about it. This is a gift that I received from my son in law's dad. Would that make him my father in law? I guess so. Anyway, so if you guys didn't know, I use a smartphone for my whole channel, except for the audio. Most of the time, I use a DAW. When I started, I used nothing but the smartphone for everything. It was just much easier. I tried to up my game, at least with the audio, but as it's obvious, I'm not that good yet with the DAW either. However, I do try to make as clear as possible, and I do need to work on that a little more. And I use the phone and I go ahead and I sync up the audio with pointing the camera, at myself playing for the solo parts, and then I just do like a little overlay. So anyway, that's all done on the smartphone, that part. So I got a gift called the S22, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. It is 8 gigs of RAM. I believe it's DDR5. It is fast 3.1 storage. You'll hear Rue barking a little bit. You'll have to forgive me for that. It has a 6.1 inch AMOLED, Super AMOLED 2X display, and something about that. There's a mix-up about it. It is some kind of a LTPO, which means that it'll reduce from 240 hertz down to 48 hertz to, bring down the touch sampling rate and the whatever it is, the refresh rate, I'm sorry. And it supposedly saves a little bit of battery. I don't really care. However, the processor is an 8 Gen 1. It is one of the newest processors out, which is 3 years older than mine. I have two 4XLs that I've recently used over the past 3 years, almost 3 years, and a OnePlus 7T. Those are the 855, and the 7T is an 855 Plus. Now there is a iterative, just like the Plus is to the 855, to the 8 Gen 1 called the 8 Plus Gen 1, which the only thing that I know of that they did differently was they didn't have Samsung Foundry build the chips because they kind of overheat a little bit. So there's a little bit of weirdness going on with that, but these things are so powerful. And I can attest, if you're out looking for a device, if you got a Pixel 4 or up, you're fine. Anything with an 855 processor or higher, you'll be fine for another year or so easily, probably 2 years or whatever. The only problem is updates. If you're concerned about that, most of your apps will still run. Heck, I don't know if you've ever looked up the statistics, but a lot of people run apps that are, or I'm sorry, they're running on phones. More people, like 90%, are running on like Android 8, 7, or 8. It's insane. It's because a lot of people can't afford worldwide the best new products. A lot of people take full advantage. They don't think about the benefits that they have living in certain areas. Anyway, I digress. Another thing special about this device, other than it was free, is it has a line on it too, Verizon. So I'm very, very fortunate. I'm humbly satisfied, and it's kind of scratched that major itch I've had a few years, because if you didn't know, I'm also kind of a phone nerd. That started about 10, 11 years ago. So anyway, this has been a lot of fun to play with. As you can see from the little B-roll here that I shot, a little bit of footage that I'm just speaking over. I'm using the Pixel 4 XL recorder app, and then I'm just going to tie that to the overlay and maybe put a little bit of some text up there. I don't know. But this was the gift, and I just wanted to share a little bit about it. So anyway, also it has a main sensor. The camera is the cool part about it, which is a 50 megapixel. Okay, and that's pretty cool. That's a large sensor, so it should let in more light. It has a 10 megapixel ultra wide, I'm sorry, telephoto, I believe it is, and a 12 megapixel, if I'm not mistaken, ultra wide. So yeah, and then the front is a 10 megapixel as well. And it actually shoots 4K at 60 on the front. That's cool. A lot of devices around that mark do not. So that's a very good blessing to have for those that are into that kind of high bit rate. Take up a lot of space for just a selfie video. But anyway, it is what it is. The main excitement for me with this upgrade is for the past few years, which was the Samsung Galaxy S10 had this thing called portrait video. Now it was in its infancy, and so it wasn't all that great, but it was cool. I kept thinking, man, if I had that, I could get the guitar and my hands like in focus, and then the rest will be blurred out. That would look really cool in the video, give me some more to work with. And so this has it as well, and it's a little bit more refined. It's not perfect. So that's what I'm really excited about. That was the first thing I thought about was, wow, I could use one of these new phones. So when he just handed me that, I was just completely blown away. So yeah, I didn't pay for any of it. So what a treat. And I'm very lucky. Like I said, I'm very humbly thankful. I'm very, I'm like, wow. I'm fortunate, very, very fortunate. So anyway, so that's starting the year off with some new hardware, so that's why I wanted to share it with you. So I can probably go into a little bit more specs, but I think that's pretty much it. There's a, let's see, USB-C, which is kind of normal. It has a 25-watt fast charging, which is honestly a little bit faster than my Pixel, but not nearly as fast as the 30T warp charge that I have for the 7T, which it should be pretty close to that, which is, to be honest with you, pretty damn fast, because I'm at home babysitting. I don't, you know what I mean? And if I am working, I wouldn't see myself playing on a phone for 5 hours out of an 8-hour workday, or I'd probably be fired. So I don't know how people complain unless they don't work, or like me, they're working from home doing some kind of odd stuff. I have no idea. But anyway, so yeah, you know, power button and the volume rockers are both on the right. It has front firing earpiece speaker and also a bottom firing speaker. So it's sort of stereo. It's supposed to have some kind of a spatial audio about it. Dolby Atmos. I don't buy too much into that. I mean, it's cool, but it is a phone. So these aren't like big woofers in there or anything. So anyway, yeah, I'm very excited to use it. And there's also 128 gigs of onboard storage. So that's about it. It's the very bottom base model on Verizon, and it is Phantom Black, as you can see. So that's it, guys. That's all I really know much to share about it. Samsung software, One UI 5, Android 13. So I'll get 4 years of actual yearly updates and 4 years of security updates, maybe 5. So yeah, it's kind of future-proof for a little while. So very excited about it. So that's just what I wanted to share. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can leave me a sub if you like, or whatever you want to do. If not, thank you for stopping by, and I appreciate all your support. Much love to you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.